Admiral Byrd heard there was an entrance to the center of the Earth through the South Pole, and he took planes under the South Pole.
And he can't even believe his eye. After this experience, he is taken to a government compound where he is told that he is never to speak of this publicly.
Hidden deep in the icy wilderness of Antarctica, secrets have remained frozen for millennia until now. A former naval officer, along with a daring journalist, stumbled upon an entrance to a mysterious alien base. Things took an even darker turn when a drone accidentally captured secret footage, revealing what was never meant to be seen. In response, the US government swiftly shut down access to the region. How did this incredible discovery come to light, and what terrifying truths lie beneath the ice? Join us as we uncover frightening facts about the shocking claim that aliens are hiding in Antarctica. In January 2015, investigative reporter Linda Moulton Howe stumbled upon a fascinating and mysterious story from Antarctica. It all began when she received an unexpected email from Brian, a retired US naval flight engineer, who had an incredible tale to tell from his time flying over the frozen continent during the 1980s and 1990s. Brian, who insisted on only being referred to by his first name, claimed that he had witnessed some truly bizarre things during his flights in Antarctica. But the most jaw-dropping part of his story is that he said that during one of his missions, he came across a massive, perfect circle carved into the ice sheet. Even more unbelievable, this circle led to a glowing cave entrance beneath the ice. Things took a strange turn when Brian and his crew tried to get closer to the mysterious site. As they approached, all the instruments and electronics in their aircraft suddenly malfunctioned, forcing them to perform an emergency restart. To make matters worse, after the strange encounter, shadowy authorities swooped in, confiscated all records of the event, and ordered Brian and his team to keep quiet. Intrigued by Brian's wild claims, Linda couldn't resist digging deeper into the mystery. What had they found in Antarctica? Was it something ancient and archaeological? As Linda pressed for more details, Brian eventually spilled the full story of what happened, adding even more layers to this already extraordinary tale. In 1987, Brian and his crew were on a routine resupply mission from McMurdo Station when, at the last moment, they were told to make an unexpected stop at a remote campsite deep in Antarctica. When they arrived, the scene was like something out of a nightmare. The camp was wrecked and abandoned, and not a soul was in sight. It was as if everyone had simply vanished into thin air. This strange discovery marked the beginning of a series of strange and unsettling events at stations across Antarctica. One by one, people began to disappear, and before each disappearance, odd radio signals could be heard. Strange, almost alien languages coming from somewhere deep beneath the ice. As tension mounted, Brian's co-pilot spotted something out of the ordinary. A massive, shiny craft silently gliding past their cockpit. It was enormous, over 100 feet in diameter, smooth and shaped like a lozenge, with a gleaming white surface. It looked like it had come straight out of a science fiction movie. Brian followed protocol and reported the strange sighting when they returned to base. But this is where things took a dark turn. Soon after, mysterious men in black suits showed up at McMurdo Station, accompanied by high-ranking naval officers. They demanded that Brian take back his report about the craft, but he refused, despite facing serious threats. A few weeks later, while on another mission, Brian picked up a weak distress signal coming from inside a massive ice shelf. He traced the signal to a strange, glowing circular hole in the ice. As they circled above to investigate, something even more chilling happened. The plane's power completely failed, leaving them in the dark. Luckily, they managed to switch to backup power just in time and made it out safely, but the encounter left them deeply shaken. At McMurdo Station, Brian sent out a secret message about a strange hole in the ice. But what shocked him was when a series of top-secret military convoys began heading straight to the location. Soon after, Brian found himself being interrogated by a group of serious, suit-wearing officials from DARPA. They sternly warned him to keep quiet about the bizarre things he had seen in Antarctica. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, Brian began to piece together a disturbing pattern. Scientists had gone missing, and research outposts had been mysteriously abandoned in Antarctica for years. It felt like something straight out of a real-life X-Files, with Antarctica hiding secrets deep beneath its frozen surface. The weight of what he knew began to eat at Brian. He was overwhelmed with guilt for staying silent, knowing others had faced serious consequences for trying to speak out. But he wasn't alone for long. Brian found an unexpected ally in Linda, a determined investigator with a passion for uncovering buried truths. Linda was eager to shine a light on the hidden dangers in Antarctica, and together they set out to expose what seemed to be a massive cover-up. Over the years, Linda dug deep, gathering testimony from military personnel who confirmed Brian's story. They spoke of advanced airships spotted near Antarctica, strange radio signals, and mysterious USOs, unidentified submerged objects, moving at incredible speeds through the Southern Ocean. Classified drone images even revealed strange dome-like structures in Antarctica that had been mysteriously destroyed, as if to erase any trace of secret operations. In her search for answers, Linda uncovered the chilling obituaries of researchers who had died young under suspicious circumstances, all linked to their work in Antarctica. The deeper she looked, the clearer it became that something dark and powerful was being hidden beneath the ice. Further investigation has uncovered decades of covert missions by powerful military and scientific groups in Antarctica. These missions, shrouded in secrecy, raise questions about their real goals. Although Antarctica is supposed to be a zone for scientific research, political tensions have grown due to conflicting territorial claims. This has sparked concerns about the potential exploitation of resources and the possibility of nuclear weapon deployments. Today, Linda faces obstacles from mysterious security agencies as she delves deeper into the increasing secrecy and security surrounding Antarctica. Despite this, public support for her investigation is growing. The future of life on our planet hinges on being open about what's happening in Antarctica, but those in power have consistently denied transparency. At this crucial moment, we need to support truth seekers like Linda and approach the situation with both openness and a critical mind. As new revelations about Antarctica come to light, we should focus on seeking understanding rather than giving in to fear. It's time to prioritize facts over suppression, even if it means confronting unsettling truths that could change our understanding of human history. Brian's extraterrestrial Antarctic encounters. Brian's time flying over Antarctica quickly turned into a thrilling sci-fi adventure. The icy landscape was both beautiful and strange. Researchers who had previously ventured into the region had vanished and were so frightened they wouldn't reveal any details, adding a mysterious edge to Brian's story. But the most puzzling part was the shiny silver objects he kept seeing darting around in the bright Antarctic skies. These objects seemed to defy all known science. During one flight over the Queen Maud mountain range, Brian and his crew witnessed a remarkable sight. Shiny, perfectly round discs appeared one after another from behind an icy peak. They floated in a precise line towards Mount Fridtjof, each about 30 to 40 yards wide. These discs had smooth surfaces that didn't gleam, making them blend into the blue sky. And they moved in ways no human technology could match. They spun in perfect synchronization, accelerated at incredible speeds, and performed mid-air rotations without any visible wings or jets. After about 15 minutes of this astonishing display, the discs zipped behind Mount Fridtjof, leaving Brian and his crew completely dumbfounded. They couldn't believe their eyes. The advanced technology they had witnessed suggested that there might be intelligent beings working at Earth's southern pole, far beyond what anyone had imagined. But what truly left them scratching their heads was the mystery behind it all. In Brian's adventure, he made an unbelievable discovery: a huge, perfectly smooth hole in the Antarctic ice that led down to a glowing cave. The hole was so perfect that no modern drill could have made it. The cave glowed with a strange blue light, creating a strange, almost magical atmosphere. But that wasn't the only odd part. As Brian and his team got closer, all their equipment went crazy. Radars, navigation systems, everything. It worked fine everywhere else, but within a kilometer of that strange ice cave, it was like stepping into a zone of chaos. Brian carefully wrote a report describing the wild electromagnetic interference they experienced. Even more bizarre, he spotted 3 incredibly fast objects shooting out of the cave at lightning speed. But before anyone could dig deeper into the mystery, some shadowy figures swooped in, taking his report and making it clear that this discovery was to be kept secret. The whole experience haunted Brian. It brought back old stories he'd heard, tales of hidden worlds beneath the Antarctic, stories from the legendary Admiral Byrd's secret 1947 naval expedition. Obsessed, Brian even dared to fly solo over the anomaly, even though the wild electrical disturbances continued to mess with his gear. The more he searched for answers, the more the mystery seemed to deepen, leaving him with questions that no one seemed willing to answer. On his final flight, before he was banned from the zone, Brian had a strange experience. He saw a silver disc hovering inside an ice cave. Suddenly, the disc shot up, sending out an intense beam of light that destroyed all of Brian's equipment. When Brian and his plane managed to get back on course 20 minutes later, they found out they had landed 13 kilometers away from the cave. Brian couldn't remember how the plane had moved during the blackout. Despite trying to return to the cave's location, bad weather and a strict no-fly zone kept him from ever seeing that Antarctic cave entrance again. Over the years, Brian quietly reached out to other pilots, and many confirmed seeing similar silver discs near Antarctic bases. One colleague stationed near Euler Peak even showed evidence of strange underwater activity in the Weddell Sea, with metallic objects surfacing and diving without making a splash. Another friend provided satellite thermal images that showed unusual heat patterns under Wilkes Land, suggesting possible hidden facilities or temporary shelters. As they shared their observations, it became clear that there might be secret activities happening under the thick Antarctic ice, possibly connected to the silver aircraft Brian had seen performing extraordinary maneuvers over the glaciers. The memories of those unusual events still disturb Brian at night. Whether the truth is terrifying or amazing, it weighs heavily on him. But he's not alone in this unsettling mystery. There's an increasing number of experts who are aware of the secrets of Antarctica and are eager for them to be revealed. With space agencies planning to set up bases at Earth's South Pole, our civilization might have to face the unsettling truth about what, or who, might already be living in the deepest parts of Antarctica. Brian's story is crucial for uncovering Antarctica's greatest mystery. It challenges our understanding of human history and raises questions about our place on a planet that may be far more intelligent than we thought. Although some of these revelations might be difficult to accept, it's wiser to embrace the truth openly and understand it together, rather than letting ignorance and denial hold us back. Facing reality with both openness and careful thought is the best way for us to evolve. Byrd's Antarctic Revelations and Government Cover-Up. Brian's amazing tales about his adventures in Antarctica oddly resemble stories from many years earlier told by the famous American polar explorer, Admiral Richard Byrd. Byrd became famous after leading important air trips over the North and South Poles in 1926 and 1929, making him a national hero. However, it was Byrd's 1947 claim that he had discovered a huge hidden world beneath the Antarctic ice that truly shocked the public. Byrd's story described how he flew for miles over land that was free of ice and full of mountains, forests, and strange giant animals. His journey was cut short when he was ordered to turn back by threatening, disc-shaped aircraft. When Byrd returned to the U.S., his remarkable story was quickly silenced under mysterious pressure from the authorities. The authorities seemed to think that, similar to Brian's experience, Byrd's story could become important in the future. They moved quickly to seize records and silence everyone involved in the expedition who had seen anything unusual in Antarctica. Byrd's high status and reputation made it difficult to dismiss his strange account, so those behind the Antarctic cover-up had to use different methods. Instead of mocking or denying his story, they subjected Byrd to intense questioning and psychiatric observation by the U.S. Navy. Eventually, Byrd was forced to withdraw his story abruptly. Weeks later, members of the expedition who had once eagerly talked about their time in Antarctica suddenly fell silent. Byrd, a key figure in the expedition, withdrew from public life entirely for the rest of his days. The government's message was clear. Anyone who dared to break the imposed secrecy was risking their reputation and even their life. Silencing Byrd only made people more suspicious about the frightening truth officials were trying so hard to keep hidden. While authorities dismissed Byrd's claims as the fantasies of someone suffering from polar madness, millions of people were not convinced, especially given the cover-up against a respected pioneer and adventurer. If Antarctica truly hid anything like Byrd's descriptions of a lush inner world with advanced flying machines and huge creatures, the effects on science, history, and society would be huge. Speculation initially focused on national security concerns, such as the geopolitical competition for Antarctic resources among rival superpowers, and the desire to maintain a public image of normalcy. The U.S. Navy likely feared that the Soviets could use this hidden Antarctic area against America's Pacific weaknesses. Scientific institutions worried about revelations that could challenge existing theories of physics and medicine. For a century, political leaders wanted to avoid social unrest by keeping secret that current maps of Earth's geology were dangerously incomplete. The extreme secrecy imposed by several leading governments after Byrd's suppressed account hinted at interests that went far beyond ordinary nationalistic, scientific, or ideological concerns. The testimonies from explorers hinted that Antarctica held secrets that could challenge everything we know about human history and origins. Declassified FBI documents later confirmed that the government was monitoring every member of Admiral Richard E. Byrd's 1947 expedition until they died. This surveillance wasn't just about national security during the Cold War. It was specifically related to the unique experiences and discoveries of the expedition members. Authorities understood that Byrd's revelations had implications far beyond ordinary territorial or technological concerns. They carefully timed the release of his astonishing findings about Antarctica to the public while Byrd was still on the icy continent. Byrd likely wanted to control the narrative and counteract any attempts to suppress his discoveries. Initially, his strategy worked, and the American press buzzed with sensational headlines about Byrd discovering a hidden world with advanced life beyond the known South Pole. However, the excitement faded when Byrd was later forced to retract his statements under pressure. This allowed the government to discredit him, and interest in Antarctica dwindled for decades. It wasn't until retired military witnesses like Brian came forward that the secrecy around Antarctica began to crack. Brian's incredible stories of encountering strange silver disks and glowing ice rekindled interest and hinted at the possibility of more hidden truths. Deep under the icy surface of Antarctica, Admiral Byrd's old descriptions of mysterious hollow regions filled with strange vehicles seemed to echo again. For decades, people have consistently reported these unusual sights, and Linda's research has connected these accounts into a convincing story. Since the 1940s, authorities have tried hard to discredit these claims through media manipulation and intimidation. Back in Byrd's time, the media was controlled by a few powerful elites, making it easy to suppress information. Today, however, The internet has shifted the power dynamic, allowing more people to access and share information. A global movement has sprung up on social media under the hashtag Antarctica Truth, driven by Linda's findings. This movement challenges the old taboos about the hidden secrets of Antarctica. While establishment circles have dismissed these secrets as implausible, the consistency of eyewitness accounts across generations makes them hard to ignore. Antarctica's secrets have been hidden in plain sight, with world maps showing its vague outline but omitting details of its interior. Scientists often focus on mapping distant planets like Mars, yet they admit they know very little about the vast, ice-covered regions of Antarctica and what lies beneath them. Recent studies suggest it's unlikely that explorers Amundsen and Scott could have navigated through hundreds of miles of uncharted mountain ranges that were not part of their travel plans. In simpler terms, whether due to nuclear activities changing the Antarctic climate or the rise and fall of ancient civilizations, the true nature of Antarctica remains a mystery. Long ago, advanced civilizations might have lived in Antarctica, long before humans ever arrived. Linda's research showed that there was a deliberate effort to keep Antarctica's deepest secrets hidden. This cover-up involved military groups and archaeological institutions, with information being carefully passed between powerful centers around the world. Over time, scientists who had been exiled and private contractors who had defected came forward with their findings, making a strong case for revealing what lay beneath the ice. As more people learned about these hidden truths, it became clear that uncovering Antarctica's secrets could either bring the world together or drive it apart, depending on how we react. Brian and Linda's efforts were crucial in breaking through the barriers to access Antarctica's most profound mysteries. What they discovered has the potential to fundamentally change our understanding of ourselves and every field of knowledge. As the ice melts away, the truth about this last great frontier of our planet will gradually be revealed. However, we must approach this new knowledge with courage and careful thought. We have the chance to grow and mature as a society by embracing these revelations. But if we react with fear and denial, we risk falling into instability. The way we handle the truth about Antarctica could either lead to great progress or significant harm, so we must choose our actions wisely. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. Antarctica has been shut down by the US after a drone captured what no one was supposed to see. Deep in Antarctica, a team of scientists stumbled upon a hidden ice cave. Inside, they found strange symbols and a mysterious glowing object. The object was an ancient alien artifact that seemed to pulse with energy. As they studied it, the artifact began to react, creating powerful energy surges that threatened to crack the ice. The scientists sent their findings to the US government, who quickly realized the artifact's potential danger. The US government decided to shut down the research station and seal the cave to prevent any accidents. But the artifact's energy kept growing stronger, causing strange weather patterns around the world. The government knew they had to keep it a secret to avoid mass panic. The once bustling research station was abandoned, leaving the ice cave and its mysterious secrets locked away, hidden beneath the frozen surface. What do you think the government is hiding in Antarctica? Let us know your answer in the comments section. Hidden Secrets of Antarctica. Antarctica, the coldest, driest, and windiest continent on Earth, is like a giant frozen wonderland sitting at the southern tip of the planet. This massive expanse of ice spans an incredible 32.5 million square miles, making it a place of extremes unlike anywhere else on the globe. Despite its vast size, it's not exactly the bustling hub you might imagine. Instead of crowds, you'll find fewer than 10,000 hardy individuals, mainly scientists and researchers, braving its icy wilderness. They're there to unlock the mysteries buried beneath its frozen surface. If the cold doesn't get you, the winds might. Antarctic winds aren't just breezy, they're fierce, whipping through the landscape at an astonishing 186 miles per hour, which is faster than the top speed of a cheetah. Combine that with snowstorms that can rage for weeks, and you've got a place that's as tough as they come. But here's the thing. Underneath all that ice lies a treasure collection of secrets that could change what we know about our planet's history. Antarctica isn't just a frozen wasteland. It's a place full of untold stories, waiting for brave souls to uncover. Back in the 16th century, long before anyone officially set foot in Antarctica in 1820, there was a map called the Perry Race Map that showed the icy continent with surprising accuracy. How did those early map makers know about this frozen land? And how did they manage to be so precise in their drawings? This puzzling mystery has left historians and scientists scratching their heads for years. Although Antarctica might seem like a cold and lonely place, its isolation has kept it remarkably clean. This is all thanks to the Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1959, which made the entire continent off-limits to any large-scale human activities. It's like a protected zone where only scientific research is allowed. 12 nations came together and decided Antarctica would be reserved for studying climate and atmosphere, far away from pollution or noisy cities. In a way, it's like Earth's VIP section, untouched by human hands and perfect for high-level research. Antarctica is truly the ultimate ice kingdom, a mysterious and awe-inspiring land of snow and ice that remains largely untouched. Its pristine condition is maintained through international agreements, and the extreme cold has preserved more than just ice. Hidden within its glaciers are ancient meteorites and tiny life forms that tell stories from deep in the past. Meteorites found in the ice provide rare materials that help scientists learn about the formation of our solar system, dating back over 4.6 billion years. Meanwhile, the discovery of ancient microorganisms buried deep in the ice has revealed incredible tales of survival and adaptation, giving us new insights into life's ability to thrive in the harshest conditions. But beyond its scientific importance, Antarctica is a place of stunning beauty. Its endless icy landscapes stretch out in every direction, with glowing blue ice caves and rivers of ice silently flowing toward the sea. Few places on Earth can match the sense of wonder and inspiration that Antarctica evokes. It's a frozen wonderland that continues to captivate the imagination, a place where nature reigns supreme, and the secrets of the universe lie frozen beneath its surface. Standing in Antarctica is nothing short of extraordinary. It feels like stepping into another world, one that blends the continent's jaw-dropping beauty with a sense of isolation that's both peaceful and strange. People have tried to capture this magic through art, photography, poetry, and stories, but it's as elusive as trying to hold onto a shooting star. However, there's trouble in this icy paradise. The world's largest iceberg, which had been stuck to the ocean floor for more than 30 years, has finally broken free. But as Antarctica's ice begins to shift, the entire region faces danger. This frozen continent is vital to Earth's climate system. Its massive ice sheets act like a giant water tank for the planet, and its cold waters help regulate weather patterns all over the world. Unfortunately, rising global temperatures are throwing this delicate balance off kilter. The ice is melting faster than ever, with over 250 billion metric tons vanishing every year. Some areas of Antarctica are becoming unstable, and scientists are raising alarms. If the melting continues, it could cause sea levels to rise dramatically, putting coastal cities around the world at risk. In response, efforts are being made to protect Antarctica's fragile ecosystem. Plans are in place to create protected areas, set stricter fishing rules, and closely monitor the wildlife, especially penguins and whales, whose survival is hanging in the balance. But it's not just the environment that's under threat. There's a growing geopolitical drama unfolding in Antarctica as powerful nations like Russia, China, and the US set their sights on the untapped treasures hidden beneath the ice, riches like minerals and oil. The 1959 Antarctic Treaty was supposed to keep the peace, banning military activity and ensuring the continent was used for peaceful research. But now, with so much at stake, tensions are rising. The big question is, can we preserve Antarctica's wild, pristine beauty while grappling with climate change, global politics, and the lure of its valuable resources? It feels like a high-stakes battle between protecting the planet and the temptation to profit from it. A cosmic tug-of-war between those who want to keep it untouched and those eager to cash in. The future of this magical icy land hangs in the balance. Amidst all the chaos of the world, Antarctica stands cool and unshaken. This frozen land has creatures that have mastered survival in some of the harshest winters imaginable, and its ancient mountains have witnessed the passage of time like silent sentinels. Yet, despite all we know, there's so much still cloaked in mystery. Its bizarre geography, wild weather, and the secrets of animals that thrive in the most extreme conditions make Antarctica a place like no other, a true treasure chest of wonders. Somewhere deep in its ice might lie the key to understanding the very limits of life's endurance. Legendary explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton once made us understand that we must push the boundaries of what we think we know about survival in these polar extremes. Antarctica has countless stories to tell, and we're only just beginning to uncover them. This icy continent isn't just a frozen wasteland, it's a stunning masterpiece, a pure and unfiltered display of Earth's natural beauty. Imagine towering blue ice caves glowing with light from frozen microbes, or massive glaciers weaving their way to the sea like braided rivers. The breathtaking landscapes here stir awe and wonder in anyone lucky enough to experience them firsthand. Those who have set foot on Antarctica describe it as otherworldly, an experience unlike any other. Though it's isolated and cold, there's a certain magic in the air. Enormous icebergs, carved into strange and abstract shapes, drift silently on ocean currents, while graceful seabirds like snow petrels and Antarctic terns glide over cracks in the ice, their movements like a dance performed to the wind's whispers. Through cameras, paintings, and stories, humans have long tried to capture the magic of Antarctica. Iconic images, like those showing Earth rising above the horizon, reveal our planet as a beautiful oasis in space. Documentaries like March of the Penguins showcase the quirky, endearing behavior of emperor penguins, and gripping tales of polar exploration, such as The White Darkness and The Worst Journey in the World, highlight the unforgiving nature of this frozen wilderness during the heroic age of exploration. Today, adventurers embark on Antarctic cruises, where they can witness wildlife found nowhere else on Earth, set against jaw-dropping backdrops of ice and rock too beautiful to describe. Imagine coming face-to-face with a curious penguin, unafraid and waddling confidently on a volcanic beach between towering cliffs frozen in time. And then, there's the Southern Lights, nature's celestial masterpiece. These vibrant ribbons of green and violet streak across the night sky, casting an otherworldly glow that hypnotizes anyone lucky enough to witness them. A single glimpse of Antarctica's splendor is enough to leave a lasting imprint on the soul. As explorer Wally Herbert once said, "No place on Earth stirs such deep emotions as Antarctica. It's not just about preserving this icy wilderness for the planet's sake, but about safeguarding a precious gem that captures human imagination through its sheer beauty. A true masterpiece of nature." But Antarctica isn't only beautiful on the surface, it hides even greater mysteries beneath its thick ice. The Antarctic ice sheet holds a staggering 70% of Earth's fresh water, concealing a secret world of lakes, rivers, and canyons that we're only beginning to explore. Thanks to advanced satellite technology and ice-penetrating radar, scientists are slowly revealing this hidden realm. Beneath miles of ice, there's an intricate network of water systems, a kind of frozen kingdom lying in wait, untouched for millions of years. One of the most fascinating finds is Lake Vostok, the largest subglacial lake on Earth. Buried under 13,000 feet of ice, it's been isolated from the atmosphere for over 20 million years, making it a time capsule of life in extreme conditions. Scientists are eager to uncover whether unique life forms, perfectly adapted to this frigid and dark environment, could exist in Lake Vostok. Discovering such organisms might offer clues about the potential for life on other planets with similarly harsh conditions. So, while Antarctica dazzles with its icy beauty, it also harbors a secret world beneath the surface, waiting for us to unlock its ancient mysteries. What do you think about these shocking mysteries in Antarctica? Share your opinion with us in the comments section.